Hello everyone, this is TechBizmo, and welcome back once again to another video. Today I'm going to be talking about my experience with selling on eBay. So as many of you may know, that's basically my job right now. So I'm 15 years old, and since I can't get an actual job, what I do is I buy broken or cheap laptops off of eBay, and then I repair them, I upgrade them, I just see what kind of things that the computers can use in terms of upgradability or just repairs. So most of the time those sellings and those laptop flippings go pretty well, right? Well, yeah, they pretty much do. But there's always some listings, or I apologize, some buyers on eBay who, I don't know, buy the item, say it's great, and then 27 days later claim that it arrived broken. So yes, that's exactly what I have experienced here. And now for you guys, it'll be appearing on the display when needed. But yeah, I'm not happy with the way that eBay treats their customers, with the way that eBay customer service takes care of their sellers. Now, eBay, I'm sure many of you know, eBay earns their money. All the eBay employees get money from the eBay sellers. So I don't know why they can't give us sellers a little bit of respect. So this is going to be a bit of a heads up video for you people who are thinking of buying and selling on eBay. Now, buying I totally recommend on eBay because you can get totally great prices, and then you're covered by the eBay money back guarantee thing. So yeah, that's just basically, yeah, I do recommend buying on eBay because it's just so safe for buyers. Now, I recommend selling on eBay, but there's always a risk. Now, let's talk a little bit about what happened with a computer that I sold on eBay and what this buyer thinks they can get away with and sadly did get away with. I'm sorry if you hear any noises in the background. But yeah, so basically I sold an item on eBay. It was an Acer Aspire F15 Windows 10 Home i5-4210U CPU, 8GB of RAM, and a 128GB SSD. And this item sold for $140 plus free shipping. So yes, free shipping for the buyer who purchased it. And so, in the listing, like normal, I described the item. I said, this is actually in the words, you are looking at an Acer Aspire F15 F5571T 569T laptop. This laptop has an i5-4210U CPU clocked at 1.7 GHz, 8GB of RAM, and a 128GB SSD with a full copy of Windows 10 Home, a 1366.768 HD touchscreen display. Keep that display in mind, folks. This laptop doesn't have a built-in webcam, although it may appear because the webcam had died after like 3 years of usage. I actually didn't use it that much, but the webcam just decided to die on me, and therefore, yeah, it didn't have a webcam included. The laptop has a few minor scratches on the outer casing and palm rest. So by scratching, by the minor scratches, I meant there were little tiny nicks in the palm rest. Also keep this in mind. You can actually see a picture of the laptop as I sold it. These were the listing pictures that I sold it with. Anyways, yeah, so I said original AC adapter will be included. This is just a bunch of information that isn't really important. But yeah, I said, thanks for shopping. Please contact me prior to initiating a return if you have a problem so I can try to help you out. Return shipping charges will apply to the buyer. So yes, that's just how I decided to have my policy because if there's an item that's not really broken, I would like the buyer to take initiative and take care of the shipping charges that they costed me. So anyways, yeah, they bought the item and it went like normal. I shipped the item the next day after receiving a cleared payment, which, by the way, yes, that was I had agreed on shipping before 3 days, so handling time 3 days. However, it wasn't even a business day. I think I shipped it on a Saturday. Anyways, so after they received the item, after about, 3 days or so, they left positive feedback on my eBay page saying, and I quote, "Best deal, great seller, love it." So, yeah, that's exactly what he said. Yeah, that was about, 3 to 5 days after the delivery date. And so, anyways, after 27 days of the item being delivered and the buyer telling me that the item had arrived great, I get a return request from that same buyer saying that the item had arrived broken. Now here's some pictures of the item that the buyer took. So there's a foot of packaging material in all sides of the package. And either way, I don't think a laptop can be damaged that way in terms of LCD damage through shipping, because it clearly wasn't a complete corner drop. There was damage on it was it wasn't centered as you guys saw, but it was slightly off the corner. So I wouldn't believe that it had arrived broken, especially with the packaging job that I did, because that thing was packed perfectly. But anyways, so I got in contact with the buyer after receiving the return request, and I asked them for the images, and that's when they sent me the images of the item. So let me take a look. Okay, so this is the first comment in the return request. Touchscreen no work. Are you sure? The touchscreen was working prior to its departure from my facility. Has some issue with LCD, maybe from carrier. Would you accept a $20 partial refund? Because I'm trying to be nice and not have to refund the entire item, because I know for sure that it wasn't shipping damages, and I'm trying to be nice and help them out to get a new display. And then I said, can you send me a full picture of the system so I can verify there aren't any other issues? Then he followed that up with, that's for my daughter's birthday. So she just opened a couple days ago and tell me today. I will send to you tonight about the defect. And then I followed that up with, could you please send me a picture of the full system in good lighting and a video trying to use the touchscreen by swiping up and down? You can send the pictures here and the videos to techbizmo@protonmail.com. For business inquiries, that's my email in case you guys wanted to know. Which, I'm not running a business, so just tell me hi. Okay, then I followed that message up with, you already left me positive feedback, you said you loved the item. Then I got from the buyer, I see everything okay, and I leave feedback without use of the laptop, and when she received the item and turn on has defect, that the issue, hope you can understand with this issue. Okay, please send me a picture of the entire system and a video trying to use the touchscreen to my email. Can you please send me the images and videos? UC has line on screen, which who knows what that means. They never even sent me an image at that time, so. Then I said, please just send me the pictures. You said C has line on screen, but I can't see it unless you show me a picture. Send me a video to my email. If there's physical damage not caused by shipping, I can bill you for that. So, I need you to send me pictures and videos so I can verify it's broken. You can see have some damage on screen. When my daughter turned on the laptop, it turned off E. Cannot see the damage. Then I followed that up with, send me an image of the display or I cannot help you, which obviously was not true because per eBay's buyer money back guarantee policy, I would be forced to issue them a refund anyway and accept the return. Then I said, send me a video of trying to use the touchscreen or I cannot help you. Again, not true, but I was trying to scare this person because they obviously had broken their own item. Okay, then they said, I try upload on eBay message, but no work. Which email address I can send to you? After I said techbizmo@protonmail.com, 3 times? And it's also on my It's also linked with my account. Yeah. Okay, then next I said, because I'm getting a little bit annoyed about this idiot. So this is after they sent me the images. I said, I don't believe your claim. The package was padded too well for it to receive damage. This seems to be customer-induced damage. And then they said, you give me defect item or not package well. So this issue happened. Please send me return label or I will open case with eBay. It is your fault for not checking the quality of the item right as it arrived. And I know in fact you did because you left positive feedback on my eBay page. The laptop was packaged very well, and you know it. The box contained an excess amount of packing material and everything was packed as it should. If the item was really damaged through shipping, then there would be physical damage on the box, which is something anyone would let the seller know. You know, that's information any buyer would let the seller know. If the item had really arrived damaged at first, even if you didn't open the box to the item, you would definitely see obvious damage to the box. So this is just garbage right here. I am not responsible for your damages, and that was the end of that. And then they followed that message up with, no one will accept damage item. And this is bad experience. Space, comma. I need a full refund for this issue. If not, I will complain on eBay. Yes, but nobody would take 30 days to inspect an item after receiving it. You know, I rounded up. You told me as feedback that you loved the item and that it was a great deal. eBay will not side with a buyer who induced damage themselves. I'm not accepting this return as I've already reported your misuse of claims. You're not being truthful. Nobody would take 30 days before inspecting an item. You're entitled to taking responsibility for the damages you've caused. If you were just honest with me in the first place, I would have made an exception and helped you replace the display fast. But you decided to be dishonest. Okay, and then there's just a bit more arguing, and I'm aware you're not arguing on eBay with the buyer isn't at all going to help solve your issue, because eBay just automatically sides with the buyer for some strange reason, and it's really unacceptable. So this is something that I advise all eBay sellers, all sellers on eBay who are just getting started and haven't actually experienced this yet. I advise all of you people to stay alert of the dangers of selling on eBay. So upon receiving the item back to my house, I inspected the item and it was disgusting. Here's a little clip of the unboxing. Okay, this is how the box arrived. I wouldn't be surprised if it's in even worse condition than they described. Yep. Look at this. What the heck is this? Okay, this was obviously dropped or something. Look at that. Oh my gosh. This was definitely dropped. Do you hear that? That is terrible. Look at that. That was obviously dropped. Unacceptable. Completely unacceptable. Okay, so if you're going to go and claim that the seller packaged the item incorrectly, did you see that box? Now, the box that they chose was packaged terribly. Just a little bit. Okay, so here is the laptop that I sold. As I said, this is an Acer Aspire F15 laptop. It's in a bit of rougher condition than it was when I shipped it out, or, when I sold it. You could see this foot is missing, which, as you guys see in the listing, was not missing. We do have a few more scuffs on the bottom. They probably won't show up very well on camera here, nor do they show up very well on the listing images. if they were pre-existent. But just take my word for it, guys. Some of the scuffs that are on here now were not pre-existent. That one I just pointed to might have been, but I don't know. The lid seems to be mostly okay. There's definitely some impact damage over here. You guys, again, might not be able to see it, but it's pretty scratched up on this corner. At least more than what it was when I sold it. And it's worse than the condition it was for the 3 years that I owned this computer. You can see this actually doesn't look too bad because I actually cleaned this up. But here are the images of the laptop after I received it. So I have to say, upon cleaning up the laptop, you can see there's that crack. You guys might not even be able to see that. I can't power it on right now because I took out the RAM. If you see these images for what the laptop looked like when it was received by me, you could see it's absolutely disgusting. Like, there's just like this butter stuff like in between the palm rest bezel. It's just disgusting, and actually some of that's still there. I gotta clean that out. But yeah, that's not the point. This thing, it's definitely cleaner now, and it did clean up nicely. However, I'm paying for the customer-induced damage. I'm paying for the return shipping. Of course, I paid for the original shipping because it was a item that had included free shipping. I'm also paying for the invoice fees because the buyer had already opened up a case and the case was closed in my favor, of course, because that's how eBay works. That's the way that eBay employees act toward the people who provide this money for them. Like, all the eBay employees get a lot of their money from our invoice fees. So, yeah, when we get that 10% invoice fee at the end of selling an item off eBay, that invoice fee automatically goes to a random eBay employee. Of course, it goes through the system and it goes to the company itself, but that gives it to the people, and those people who receive the money distribute it across other people. So I just don't know why eBay has to be this way. I honestly, I'm less angry at the buyer than I am at eBay for the way that they took care of this case. And the reason I'm actually less angry with the buyer is because upon receiving the item and complaining to them about how it was obviously customer induced, they accused me of lying. They said, "You are a liar," or sorry, "You are liar." I don't know what it said. Yeah, this is what they said. I'm less angry at the buyer because they actually, probably out of their own guilt, thought that they would have lost a lot of money because I already told them that I had complained to eBay about that buyer, which of course I knew eBay wasn't going to help me from the beginning, but it's kind of nice to, scare the buyer into starting to be honest with me, which he never did, but he issued me a $50 partial refund. So, I was a little bit happy about that, but that was obviously, without a doubt, 100% out of his own guilt. Yeah, what I suspect is that since I already told him that I had complained to eBay about his account and about that buyer in general, he probably assumed that he was going to lose money. He probably assumed he was going to lose a laptop and money. So, it's not so bad for him. He lost the laptop that he broke. For me, that would be bad because all technology is important to me. That's my experience with selling on eBay. As I said, it's a risk when you're selling on eBay, and I don't hate eBay for this because I'm obviously still going to be selling items via eBay because that's how I get money right now. I'm not happy with the way that eBay handles their customer service with their sellers, the people that give them money. That's, as I said once again, that's how eBay makes money, through their sellers. And I just don't understand why they can't give a little bit of grace to the sellers. Now, I did get one eBay employee who was siding with me. So let's check out what email I wrote to them. And keep in mind, guys, I was frustrated at the time because I had sent 2 emails to eBay about this issue, and all I got was a generic response one time, and then the second time I sent an email, I heard nothing. So, I made a follow-up email to the original email explaining more in depth about what had happened. And originally, the original email that I had sent was pretty in depth. So I'm annoyed that eBay sent me a generic response. They automatically sided with the buyer and said, just accept the return. Just give them a refund when the item has been received. I don't know, they might have just read the first 3 lines of the email that I had sent. But anyways, let's see. Okay, yes, once again, I was a little bit frustrated after trying to get help from eBay, and of course they didn't help me. And not to mention, eBay's phone service was down because of the global pandemic currently going on. So yeah, very, very convenient. The best possible time in the world for me not to have eBay phone service. Anyways, I said, please address every word of this. Okay, so this is when they finally addressed my issue. Please address every word of this. I am extremely unsatisfied with the customer help. Once again, because my last agent did not address my main issue and just gave me a generic response. I sold an item, Acer Aspire F15, received positive feedback from the buyer saying that it was the best deal and great, stating that he loved the item. 27 days later, the buyer opens a return claiming that the item had arrived damaged. I asked a few questions and received images showing the damage unto the item. The damage caused was obviously induced by the customer, so I asked eBay to help with the case, and of course within 5 minutes of opening the case, it was closed in favor of the buyer who broke his own item. Now, of course, I was forced to accept the return and pay final value fees, so I'm paying around $30 in original fees with shipping, $16 in return shipping, and around $75 for a new display. This is completely unacceptable. And that's the entire email that I had left to the eBay customer service. And then this is the reply that I got. Hello Ryan, thank you for contacting eBay regarding this item, Acer Aspire F15, Windows 10 Home, etc. I can feel that your buyer is returning the item back to you for the reason that this item arrived damaged. I completely understand that you've done the right thing, listing the item on eBay, and that you have sent it without any problem. Nothing to worry. I'll do my best to help with this matter. Upon checking here, the item will be delivered on your shipping address within this day, March 25th by 5:45 p.m. Here's the thing, Ryan. Once you already received the item, we are not forcing you to refund the buyer since there's nothing wrong when you ship the item, which is total BS, and I'll tell you why in a minute. We are here to back you up with this scenario. We can still appeal for this one so that eBay will conduct an investigation and will ask your buyer to provide enough proof for this. Since we already have your statement here, this is enough evidence to put on the case as well. eBay will send you some updates enabled for you to monitor what will happen next for this case. I really appreciate your patience and thank you for being the best part of eBay. Stay safe and have a wonderful day. Sincerely, Jane B., eBay Customer Support Agent. So first of all, I want to thank Jane B. for at least, trying to help me with this matter. They had a very positive attitude in trying to help me solve this issue. But about what she said, we're not forcing you to refund the buyer since there's nothing wrong when you shipped the item. That is total crap. And the reason why is because once tracking had been updated on the return delivery of this item, eBay took $140 out of my mother's PayPal account. So, yes, I'm paying for the new display. Of course I had to refund the buyer out of my own money. Now, if this was actually just a regular return issue, you know, just it was a remorse return, I guess, then I'd be okay with that, you know, as long as they pay for the invoice fees and the return shipping fees, hey, it's fine. But if eBay is forcing me to pay for the return shipping, the fees, the new display, and the original shipping, that is totally unacceptable. 100% completely unacceptable. So, yep, I'm not extremely satisfied with eBay customer support. But I do want to thank this eBay customer support agent for at least trying to help me solve this matter. Even though my issue was not solved and I'm paying for every gosh darn thing that this idiot did, I'm still glad though that there are some people who do care about the people who give them money, essentially. Well, anyways, guys, it has come towards the end of this video now. Thank you guys very, very much for watching this video. Please be sure to comment, like, and subscribe. And be sure to check out some of my other videos. That is youtube.com/TechBizmo. Anyways, guys, as I said, it's the end. Thanks for watching. And, yeah, I will catch you guys in the next one.